Gaza, a region with a history stretching back thousands of years, has always been a crucial area in the Middle East. Positioned strategically between Africa and Asia, it served as a bustling trade hub in ancient times, attracting merchants, scholars, and settlers from diverse cultures. This unique blend of influences turned Gaza into a melting pot of languages, religions, and traditions, fostering an environment rich in cultural exchanges and innovation. However, the 20th century brought immense challenges to this historically significant land. With the collapse of the Ottoman Empire after World War I, Gaza came under British mandate, leading to significant geopolitical shifts. Post-World War II, the creation of the State of Israel in 1948 resulted in multiple wars and ongoing conflicts, profoundly impacting Gaza's stability and prosperity. The region has seen a series of blockades, invasions, and internal strife, leading to economic hardship and humanitarian crises. Despite the adversity, the resilient spirit of Gaza's people shines through. They continue to preserve their cultural heritage and strive for peace and stability. Today's Gaza is often highlighted in the news for its conflicts, but beneath the tumult, the enduring legacy of its rich past and the hope for a brighter future remain strong. The turning point in Gaza's modern history came with the Balfour Declaration in 1917. This declaration, issued by a major world power, promised the establishment of a national home for a particular group in a land already inhabited by Palestinians. This promise set the stage for decades of conflict and turmoil in the region. As the years went by, the friction between the two groups intensified. The Palestinian inhabitants saw their land gradually being taken over, leading to growing unrest and resistance. The arrival of more settlers, supported by the declaration, only fueled the tension. By the mid-20th century, Gaza had become a flashpoint. The establishment of the State of Israel in 1948 was a pivotal moment that exacerbated the conflict. Thousands of Palestinians were displaced, many fleeing to Gaza as refugees. This massive influx put immense pressure on the already strained resources of the region. Gaza was now not just a city, but a symbol of the Palestinian struggle. Over the next few decades, the situation remained volatile. Wars, uprisings, and military operations became part of daily life. The Six-Day War of 1967 saw Gaza come under Israeli control, further complicating the dynamics. International efforts to broker peace often faltered in the face of deep-rooted mistrust and unresolved grievances. Throughout this turbulent period, Gaza's residents endured immense hardships. In the years following the Balfour Declaration, tension escalated across Palestine, including Gaza. The local population, who had lived in these lands for generations, faced increasing threats and pressure. The fear of losing their homes and livelihoods grew as the political landscape shifted dramatically. Among the inhabitants of Gaza was Amina, a mother of three, whose life revolved around her family and the small olive farm left by her grandfather. Every morning, she would tend to the grove, nurturing each tree as if it were part of her family. However, the growing unrest began to cast a long shadow over her daily routine. Fearful whispers among neighbors about land confiscations and violent clashes filled the air. Amina's eldest son, Tariq, a bright and curious teenager, could sense the tension but struggled to understand the complexities of the conflict. He would often ask his mother why their once peaceful village now seemed on edge. Amina tried to shield him from the harsh realities, responding with, "We must stay strong and united, my son." One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a group of heavily armed soldiers arrived in the village. They announced a curfew and declared the area under strict military control. The sense of dread that had been building among the villagers suddenly transformed into a palpable reality. Families hurried back to their homes, locking doors and windows, hoping to avoid any confrontation. That night, the silence was broken by sporadic gunfire and distant explosions. Tarek lay wide awake beside his younger siblings, clenching a small wooden toy for comfort. Amina sat by the window, her heart pounding, praying for her family's safety. The days that followed were marked by uncertainty and fear. The olive grove that once seemed a sanctuary now felt like a vulnerable target. Amina decided to harvest as many olives as possible, knowing full well that each day's yield might be their last. One afternoon, while working in the grove, she noticed a group of children playing nearby. Despite the chaos surrounding them, their laughter was a stark contrast to the grim atmosphere. Among them was Tarek, trying to lift the spirits of his friends. Amina felt a pang of hope watching her son. It was a reminder that even in the darkest times, the innocence and resilience of youth could light the way forward. As weeks turned into months, the political situation grew even more volatile. Yet, Amina's determination to protect her family and their heritage never waned. The olive trees, surviving through each season's hardships, became a symbol of their enduring strength and hope. As the situation worsened, the people of Gaza found themselves in a precarious position. Many were forcibly removed from their homes, driven out by intimidation and violence. Families who had lived in Gaza for centuries were suddenly displaced, forced to seek refuge in unfamiliar and often hostile environments. The forced displacement of Gazans was a traumatic experience. Entire communities were uprooted, their homes seized or destroyed. The sense of loss and injustice was profound as people watched their lives unravel in the face of overwhelming force. This period marked the beginning of a long and painful chapter in Gaza's history. The displacement led to a significant demographic shift in the region. Refugee camps sprang up as those who had been driven from their homes sought shelter. These camps, originally intended as temporary solutions, became permanent fixtures in Gaza, symbolizing the enduring plight of the displaced. The social fabric of Gaza was irrevocably altered. Families were separated, and the strong communal ties that had defined Gaza's society were strained. The sense of security and belonging that had once characterized life in Gaza was replaced by uncertainty and fear. The people of Gaza have always demonstrated incredible resilience, overcoming immense challenges to rebuild their lives. Often under the most difficult circumstances, they hold steadfastly to their identity and heritage. Despite their remarkable perseverance, the scars of displacement and loss continue to impact the region to this day. The legacy of the Balfour Declaration and the subsequent forced displacement of Gazan serve as a stark reminder of the profound impact political decisions can have on the lives of ordinary people. The struggles faced by the people of Gaza are not merely historical events. They are ongoing realities that continue to shape the present and future of the region. Gaza, a land of ancient and modern turmoil, continues to stand as a testament to the endurance and perseverance of its people. Despite facing significant hardships, the spirit of Gaza remains unbroken. This narrative is not just about a place, but the indomitable will of its inhabitants who have seen more than their fair share of suffering but refuse to give in. Forced removals from homes and ongoing conflict have marred their history, yet they continue to fight for their rights and envision a better future. These people have become emblematic of resilience, showing the world that no matter how dire the circumstances, the human spirit can still thrive and aspire for justice and peace. The story of Gaza is a beacon of hope for oppressed communities everywhere, reminding us that the fight for a dignified life is universal and ceaseless.